Hi, this is Thresden, and this is part 1 of an Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road walkthrough. If you've been watching videos on this channel, you probably realize I haven't done a walkthrough with commentary in about 2 years now. But I've taken a bit of a break, and I guess I was burnt out before, and I'm ready to start doing a walkthrough with commentary now. The new chapter just came out yesterday. This is the second day that it's been out, and I was busy yesterday and couldn't start it. But I'm ready to start playing it now. So let me go ahead and find the beginning quest. It says a forgotten Daedric prince has returned. Explore Westweald, a new zone in chaos, and defend the Colovian city of Skingrad, now beset by a dangerous new cult, Daedric invasions, and the encroaching wilds of neighboring Valenwood. The quest is called Paths of Chaos. It says Laramel the Wise sent word that I'm needed in Westweald. The land is threatened by Daedric incursions, a secretive order known as the Recollection, and a forgotten Daedric prince. Laramel claims that fate has chosen me to meet this challenge. Alright, I'm going to accept the quest. And now I assume I need to go to the new zone, which I don't even know how to get to. What is this? Got a crown crate?
Well met, and good fortune to you.
Sure, why not?
An excellent selection. Select your rewards, my friend.
Junk. Junk.
A suitable reward.
Companion
Your
Revelry
crates are
Greaves
gone,
for my
friend.
companion.
But there are always additional crates available for purchase.
Alright, let's get
No
rid
more
of this
crates.
junk here.
But you can always purchase more. This one is not always a good sleeper, but he is willing to put in a few extra hours every day to practice. It is just the kind of hard worker Bakruti is. Ah.
I didn't
Farewell,
just
my good friend.
accidentally... I hope I didn't just accidentally destroy my Greaves. Surely I didn't do that. Let's go to allies, companions. Who should I use as a companion? I've got Sharp as Knight and Azander Alcibiades. I think I need to level him more. So I'll pull him up.
And now, what can we learn today?
Alright, let's see if I can find these Greaves. It said companion Greaves. I would think I could, Is it my legs? So it goes on me? Oh, those are pretty cool looking. Huh. I mean, it actually matches what I've got on. Companion Revelry Greaves. Alright, I know I'm getting distracted. You want to see the new chapter.
This one must ensure the esteemed.
Since I just got these, I'm going to go ahead and put them on.
Also receives human.
Alright, companion. Well, I can't see them. Alright, yeah. I'm happy with that. Okay, now let's see where we need to go. Westweald. Westweald is the name of the new zone. Alright, it's telling me to go... Where the heck is this? Okay, I need to go to a way shrine and go to Westweald. That's clear. Alright, it's probably going to try me to tell me to take a ship or something. Let's see where it takes me. What if I go out this door? Where's it going to tell me to go? Telling me to go to Skingrad. That's weird. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna go up to this way shrine here and go to Westweald. I don't know why it's giving me weird instructions. Wait, it does say that she's in Skingrad. Okay, now it's pointing me here. Okay. I mean, it looked like it was already... Like, as if the city, all of the icons were already lit up, as if I'd already explored it. That's what confused me.
Oh,
There she is.
there you are. I have been expecting you. Greetings, Proxy.
Greetings.
I knew fate would draw you here. New troubles emerge in these lands. The footprints of the once forgotten prince now free. And where the prince walks, disturbance and disorder follow. But that is how we shall find her.
What sorts of disturbances and disorder?
A secretive and violent order called the Recollection scours ruins throughout the Weald. Strange Daedric creatures harry the region, and the wood elf King Nantharian reigns over a newly grown forest, a sure sign the threads of fate have frayed.
What was that about the threads of fate?
The lines of possibility that weave through reality and hold everything together. Athelia, the Daedric Prince of Paths, has been set free. Her presence threatens both our world and the realms beyond. Help me meet this threat, and you will be rewarded.
Sure, I'll help you deal with the threat of Athelia. Where do we begin?
Let me mark your map. Frayed threads of fate point to Rustwall, the Ellenglin ruins, and Ostermere. And take this relic, the Echonir. You might find it useful. My friend Baragon offered his townhouse in Skingrad. Let us meet there when we are done.
Tell me about these sites you want me to investigate.
They are all within Westweald, not far from the city of Skingrad. Which location are you curious about?
I don't know anything about them, so just tell me about, Rustwall Estate. Why are you interested in that?
Rustwall Estate is an old Colovian manor to the southeast, on the outskirts of Skingrad. Why Rustwall is important, I cannot say. Yet the threads of fate have been disturbed there, and we need to determine the cause.
Okay, what's going on at Ostermere?
I am not sure. That is why I asked you to investigate. Ostermere is a Colovian town in the Strid Vale, not far from the southern edge of the New Forest. I have heard stories about powerful groundquakes and enraged forest creatures in the area.
Okay, sounds interesting. What was that about a new forest?
The Valenwood Forest mysteriously expanded across the River Strid and replaced the previous Colovian terrain. The wood elves who settled the area call it Dawnwood. King Nantharian rules a new Bosmer realm beneath its thick canopy.
Interesting. Why are you interested in Rustwall Estate?
Rustwall Estate is an old Colovian manor to the southeast, on the outskirts of Skingrad. Why Rustwall is important, I cannot say. Yet the threads of fate have been disturbed there, and we need to determine the cause.
What can you tell me about Ellenglen?
Ellenglen is a substantial Ayleid ruin that lies north of Skingrad. A lonely and peaceful spot, or so I have been told. Yet the threads of fate simply vanish in the vicinity. A phenomenon I have never observed before. We must determine why.
Haven't I asked her what was that about a new forest?
Recently, the vineyards of the southwest portion of the Weald were overgrown with a thick forest. Now wood elves led by King Nantharion have settled the city of Vashabar. So far, these settlers have been peaceful, but Skingrad is concerned.
Okay, I'll head out to investigate those sites now.
Very good. I do not know what awaits you at Rustwall, but look for our ally Baragon at Ostermere. He mentioned he had business of his own there. As for Ellenglen, I will meet you there. I am quite curious to see those ruins.
I'm not sure I understand how Ithelia escaped. I think she escaped in the prologue, which I've got a separate series on, a no commentary series. I'm not sure how she escaped.
It began with Torvasard, a clanless Dremora tormented by a dream he could not remember. He came to suspect that something had been taken from him, and that Hermaeus Mora was responsible. So Torvasard sought allies.
Right, that was his Daedric prince. That's who Ithelia was, that's how she escaped. He freed her. Allies?
The Daedric princes Vermina and Periite. Torvasard convinced them Mora had stolen their memories too. Together they invaded Apocrypha and reached the glyphics in which Mora kept the secret. There was another Daedric prince, Ithelia.
What happened to Ithelia?
Hermaeus Mora rallied other princes against her. They defeated Ithelia and Mora imprisoned her within the mythos, the core of Apocrypha. Then he made everyone forget. Torvasard opened the glyphics and set the imprisoned memories free.
Then what happened?
When we followed Torvasard to Ithelia's prison, he was as surprised as we were. She had already escaped. Perhaps the act of restoring her memory to the world was enough for her to set herself free. Now Ithelia is loose and somewhere in West Weald.
How do we stop Ithelia if we find her?
That is not an easy question to answer. Ithelia is a Daedric prince. No mortal can match her power without assistance, nor can Hermaeus Mora move against her while she walks our world. He is bound by the Cold Harbor Compact, while Ithelia is not.
Great. I'm gonna ask her what the Cold Harbor Compact is. Okay. What's the Cold Harbor Compact?
An ancient agreement that prevents many of the most powerful Daedric princes from directly manifesting on Nern. Ithelia was imprisoned long before the deal was struck, so she and the Daedra that serve her are not party to its restrictions.
What are we supposed to do then?
Find her, observe her, discover her plans, use the Echoneer to reveal her memories. Mora chose you and requested I assist you. He believes you can help preserve reality from Ithelia's threat. So we must trust that he shall guide us along the way.
There must be something else we can do too.
We know that Daedric relics such as the Echoneer were used to help defeat Ithelia in ancient times. Perhaps such items shall play a part again. For now, knowledge must be our weapon of choice, and our task is to arm ourselves as best we can.
Okay, so that was a good summary of what happened in the Necrum chapter and the Gold Road prologue. But I've got several side quests coming up now. So I was thinking, well, I'm not gonna go. Yeah, okay, all of the icons. I guess that makes sense. Normally, icons in cities are already filled. Okay, so anyway, I've got tons of side quests here, so I'm gonna go explore the area. Okay.
I just abandoned them to die.
That was unexpected. Hello, Valeria Callidius.
You stopped. Good. I need help. Well, my expedition needs help. We were trying to recover an artifact from the Lucent Citadel, but we were attacked. I don't know who else survived. I just ran through a portal and wound up here.
Wow, she's got a lot of scars on her. What's the Lucent Citadel?
It's an ancient Daedric fortress buried in the sands of Fargrave. We thought we were the only ones there, but we were wrong. It all happened so quickly. I hope you can help them.
Do you know who attacked you?
Nelatai would know. Nothing escapes her notice. If you think you can help us, please find her. She's wealthy and doesn't care for mortal currency, so I know she'd make it worth your while. Please say you'll go.
I'll talk to Nelatai.
If you have any friends, you might want to ask them to join you. I don't know if the expedition is still under attack or what is happening. It could be exceedingly dangerous. The portal is there, whenever you're ready.
This is sounding like it's a trial. What was your expedition to the Lucent Citadel for?
Our leader can speak to it more than I can. I just know that we needed to obtain a powerful and secret object from the depths of the Citadel. No one has ever succeeded in recovering it yet, but we had a plan. I hope it's salvageable.
What were you doing for the expedition?
I was in charge of the maps. The Citadel is in ruins, so parts of it are impassable, and others haven't been charted at all. Our leader is a great cartographer, but I guess his attention was needed somewhere else. I had to plan our routes.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the Lucent Citadel?
I don't trust those ruins. Maybe it's superstition or paranoia, but it felt like there was something ancient and dark lurking in there. I mean it. If you have anyone who might be willing to watch your back, find them before going in.
Okay, I'm going to completely ignore her advice and go. Wait, this goes straight into the trial? Really? Interesting. Usually there's an intro area that you go into, and it is part of the open world, and then you don't go into the trial instance until you go through another portal. But it looks like that portal took us straight into the trial.
You will live, Brindley. Persissa, do we have more water for the wounded?
This one will look, but it's doubtful.
Okay, tell me what's going on, Kashargo.
A friendly face is always a welcome sight. Kashargo only wishes he could enjoy it. The Lucent Citadel was supposed to be empty, so Kashargo hired explorers, not warriors. But we have just been attacked, so he would like to hire you.
So I'm not actually going to try to do the trial solo. I'm not crazy, okay? But I'm going to just play through some of this quest here and see what it's about. Who attacked you?
Nelatai recognized their leader as a Dremora called Zorin. Apparently his goal is the same as ours. Somewhere within the Citadel is the Arcane Knot, a deeply unstable and mysterious object.
If the Arcane Knot is so unstable, why do you want it?
Kashargo has his reasons. But look around. Zorin did this. He should not have the knot's power. Our camp contains the Null Arca, a container to stabilize the knot. We must find it before Zorin does, and place it in the Null Arca. Can you help?
I'll help you stop Zorin and secure the Arcane Knot in the Null Arca.
The Null Arca is too heavy to bring with you, so you will have to carry the Arcane Knot back here. This one hopes you find it quickly. Zorin and his mercenaries have had a good while to explore on their own. Kashargo will join you when he can.
What is the Arcane Knot?
Think of reality as a mirror. If he breaks, you have two mirrors, yes? The knot treats the mirror as if it never broke. It bridges the gap between the shattered edges and helps them touch once more.
The knot can connect two realities?
More than that, it is rumored that the knot allows whoever wields it to cross from one reality to the next. This expedition is not the first to try to take the Arcane Knot, but in all the eons of attempts, there have been no successes.
None? What happened to the other expeditions?
Kashargo would also like to know what happened to them. He has access to books and journals kept by other hopefuls, but no explanations. But this one is hopeful. Just because something has not happened yet does not mean it never will.
Why do you think your expedition will succeed?
We do not want to use the nut or claim it. We want it stabilized and secure. If we can place the nut in the Null Arca and stabilize the nut's chaotic nature, this one is sure that will stop whatever terrible fate befell the other expeditions.
Okay, so I don't remember meeting Kishargo in a previous adventure, but I must have, because I've got the option to ask him, what are you doing here, Kishargo, as if I know him.
Hermora asked the scribes to secure the arcade knot. Mazundi and Zilipiv do not need this one's advice anymore, and the other scribes have their own duties to see to. It made the most sense for Kishargo to come.
Tell me about Zorin.
He has a retinue of necromancers to claim the bodies of those he slays with his lightning. He also gloats. Zorin kept laughing about how everything will be righted when he claims the arcane knot.
Do you know what Zorin wants with the arcane knot?
Kishargo has theories, but he cannot confirm them. Zorin's attire is reminiscent of the structures and decorations of the Citadel. Perhaps he sees himself as a kindred of the Daedra who lived here, or he just wants the power of the knot for himself.
Okay, so we'll end up doing this. This will be the last episode of the series. At the very end, I'll do this trial. But I'm still going to check this out. Sales pitch for the Null Arca. Is there, in your possession, an object of magical excess in your home, workshop, fortress, etc.? Are you concerned that this magical excess will destabilize everything you hold in importance? Do you wish that the unstable and chaotic magical output from your object could be relocated to an unoccupied section of the ether? Note, this is not precisely how the Null Arca works. Specifics are considered proprietary information. Look no further than the Null Arca, a container capable of stabilizing chaotic artifacts, relics, inventions, and all manner of other volatile objects. Null Arca, is there a price you're not willing to pay to protect everything else you possess from that one thing you own? Note to Nelitai, the last line may need some revision.
You haven't attacked, so I'll give you one chance to answer my question. Are you one of Zorin's, or are you here to help?
Valeria Calidius sent me.
The assistant cartographer? I expected to find her under a pile of rubble. I assume she sent you here to help.
She did.
Why send you to me specifically?
She said you would know what happened here.
She flatters me, but she is right. I know exactly what happened. It's that fool Zorin's fault. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You came here out of curiosity. That's a value I like to encourage. Accept this as payment for showing interest. Right. Now I could explain everything, but you should really speak to Kishargo. He is supposedly in charge of this mess of an expedition. I hope he sends you after Zorin. If that battle broke my Null Arca, I'm going to be upset.
Okay, I'm going to skip these. We already know what the Null Arca is. We know who Zorin is. I'm going to ask her, what did you mean when you said that Kishargo was supposedly in charge?
He said his prince sent him on this expedition. If he was sent here, is he really in charge? I guess I should not be so harsh. Kishargo is leader enough now that the rest are recovering from Zorin's attack.
Okay, let's see, what have we got here? Nelitai's notes. I have to write this quickly and transfer it over to my personal book of notes after more of the chaos is over. So, for the record and for any prying eyes, this is Nelitai's paper.
This is pleasant. Now we just need to brew up some tea.
Do not remove it or misplace it. During my first expedition with Zorin, there was little of note about him. He was the usual stature for his kind, perhaps a little shorter than me, but nothing so remarkable as to what I just witnessed. During his assault on our camp, I noticed that his dimensions doubled since last we met. But what could be the cause? Surely he must have other objects of power or prominence in his collection. Perhaps exposure to one of those is to blame for the fact that he is nearly tall enough to match the height of his overinflated ego. The only other explanation is that over the course of Zoran's numerous futile expeditions into the Citadel to retrieve the arcane knot, he somehow became warped by its power and grew as a result. I thought it could be the lucent crystals themselves, but those are used commonly in Fargrave, and none of the Daedra there have grown outrageously tall. I'll have to make a note of this development and see if any of Kashargo's camp return taller than they entered the Citadel, if any of them are alive to continue the journey. Even now, they're whimpering and calling out in fear. What a mess. I will go check on my Null Arca while I wait to see if any of the injured succumb. If Zoran's battle destroyed my prototype, I may just seek him out myself. Typical, brutal Daedra, no concern for mortal lives. Not surprised there. Is this person going to talk to me? Kemsa-san?
Found this axe in a crate. If Zoran comes back, I'll be ready.
Alright, glad you're ready.
I need to keep busy, to keep my mind off this.
Alright.
I may be injured, but my shop is still open. Perhaps it will do you some good.
I got some stuff for you. Got some recipes to learn. Do I need to sell this? Yes, I don't use healing staves. I don't think I want Vivek's duality stuff. Take an XP scroll.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I'd be happy to taste test it for you.
That's alright. I'll taste test it myself. Alright, we got crafting stations here. In case you need to do any last-minute preparations before going to the trial. Is this the way back? Yes. Okay, so how do you get into the trial? It's like through here. Just wanted to try it. I know that was suicidal, but
Inexcusable. You're needed here.
I just wanted to see how far I could get in a 12-person raid by myself. So it's time to leave. We'll come back here at the very end after we played through everything else and go kill Zorn and get the magical item and do all that stuff. Now, I think there was one more quest. Maybe not? Wait, what's this? Thought I saw something. Yeah, look, there's to the left. Here's a side quest. On behalf of the Mages Guild of all Tamriel. Started the second era of scribing. Alardson Corquez, the August and Storied Mages Guild, so they're writing... Is that my name? I know I have a weird name. I can't remember my character's name, but I think that's it. The August and Storied Mages Guild writes, seeking your aid. A votary knight in the Order of the Lamp has discovered a most unusual magical anomaly. Preparations are now underway for an exciting and potentially lucrative expedition. Tell no one. As soon as you tell no one, the thing is posted in the middle of nowhere. Like, everybody's gonna know. As soon as you can, seek out Adept Ernerd Rearnil at the location on the included map. He will explain further. Good luck, adventurer. Sent on behalf of Votary Nalia, Order of the Lamp. Okay? That probably starts the new scribing feature. That's one of the main reasons I was excited about this chapter. That feature, people who have playtested it seem to like it. What's this? Alright, I'm gonna go get this way shrine. There's the way shrine, and then I'll go pick up this quest over here. Skingrad seeks adventurers. The Westweald Legion seeks competent adventurers to perform feats of daring for the betterment of the province. Unique opportunities abound for you and your allies. Valorous missions, rewards for outstanding performance, and perhaps a modicum of glory. Speak to Legionary Castus in Skingrad to learn more. Okay, this should take us to the daily quest area. And before I do that, I'm going to go... I can't remember if I've maxed out my mount on this character yet. So let me go to the stables. Looks like we got a stables right here, pretty accessible. If you were playing a new character, well, the only problem is you can get there easily, but then you can't get back easily.
We cannot teach horses to run faster or farther, but take good care of them, and they figure it out on their own.
Alright. Okay, so I can increase my carry capacity. I'm not totally maxed out yet. So I usually, in the first episode of a walkthrough, I go to the main city and I just walk around and talk to people and pick up quests. But once we've got all the quests from the city, I'll go out into the world and start trying to finish them.
I may seem young, but I'm good with numbers and handling gold. Nothing's ever gone missing from my coffers. I swear by Moloch.
Alright, so there's the bank in case we need to put anything in the bank. For some reason, I thought there was a quest inside of here, but it looks like I was mistaken. So here's the neighborhood bar. Fertile Respite. And here's a quest. Looks like maybe upstairs. Yeah. And then we got like a lore book or a letter here. The Count's Boar Hunt. My dearest sister, tell Mother not to worry about my supper tonight. I won't be returning home anytime soon. As you know, the Count's boar hunt was this morning, and I must regretfully tell you that although the hunt is over, I'm in no shape to travel. That said, I can still hold a quill, so I suppose I owe you the whole story. At dawn, I set out for the forest south of the Weatherlia estate to meet the rest of the hunting party. The Count is quite generous to sponsor a hunt for the public, so I was far from the only hopeful hunter in group. In fact, there were so many of us that I thought we were more likely to chase off any game than come across something worth pursuing. So somebody's banging outside. making a lot of noise. Count Callantius is wise, though, so his aides quickly divided the massive group into several smaller parties that were told to fan out away from each other. To my shock, I realized I had somehow ended up in a group with the Count himself. I couldn't see him very well, as he allowed the hunters on foot to lead the way, while he gallantly rode behind on a white steed with golden armor. I wanted to hang back for a better view, but that wouldn't have gotten me any closer to nabbing a boar. Instead, I gripped my spear tightly and moved toward the front of the group on light feet. The Count's hounds trotted ahead, noses to the ground as they searched for the scent of boars. It was quiet for some time. The only sounds were the sniffling dogs and the hunters' careful steps. All at once, the dogs threw their heads back and started baying as they picked up the scent. Those of us on foot began running after the hounds, bounding recklessly through the underbrush as we neared our quarry. "There!" someone shouted. The party broke into an open glade where we discovered two massive boars locked in a deadly territorial skirmish. The size of their tusks gave them away as males, and their bristling fur betrayed the animal fury within. The intensity of their battle must have masked the approach of our party. It was stunning. Without warning, the larger of the boars broke away from the other and charged towards the hunters at the front of the party. The whole group of us surged toward the action. A brave man with a long hunting sword attempted to plunge it into the beast's neck. It was the last mistake he would ever make. The boar's frenzied momentum carried it easily up the length of the man's sword, until the blade was buried in the animal's hide, and the boar's tusks had gored the man deep in his belly. Blood poured from the wound, and the man lost his grip on the sword embedded in the animal's flank as it searched out a new target. The man fell quickly, his body forgotten in the chaos of the moment. As the boar began to snort and circle before making another charge, I had a sickening realization. We'd lost track of the second boar. The whole party was engaged with the larger animal, intent on avenging the fallen hunter. I turned back to see if the Count would choose this moment to strike, when I saw the unmistakable shape of the second boar goring through the Count's aides and knights, making for his horse. Without thinking, I turned away from the first boar and began running toward the Count. To his credit, the Count saw the boar coming, and grim acceptance crossed his fate as he raised his sword for what he knew would be a futile blow. Before the beast made contact with the Count and his steed, I drew back my arm and launched my spear directly at the Count. It was a risky move, to be sure. I've never been a great shot, and I could certainly use more practice on moving targets. Arcane must have guided my hand, because the spear flew true. It pierced the second boar through its eye, killing the beast not a moment before it would have had Count Callantius on the end of its tusks. Count Callantius? Is he, related to the girl that we just met? The Count stared at the dead boar for a moment before lifting his gaze to meet mine. He nodded at me, and I'm sure was about to say something profound before the first boar charged me from behind. I don't remember much after that. Thankfully, the boar's tusks missed me, but the beast did trample me on its way through the crowd before someone eventually put it down. I awoke hours later in the Count's castle in Skingrad, where healers had set my leg and given me a soothing drink for my scrapes and bruises. The Count was especially grateful for my intervention with the boar. He even invited me to sit at the high table with him at the feast that night. I never could have imagined sitting with the Count himself as we dined on roast boar and toasted the many brave hunters of West Weald. Count Callantius arranged for me to stay here in Skingrad until I'm well enough to travel home. He's offered me a horse from his personal stable, as well as a year's supply of salted pork and a monetary prize for taking down a boar, plus more for saving his life. I will write again soon to let you know of my recovery. We'll have plenty of time to discuss how to spend the prize money when I return, although I can safely say I'm retired from boar hunting. Your loving brother, Albinus Candex. Alright, maybe we'll meet some of those people over the course of our adventures.
Count Callantius is one of the craftiest leaders in the Empire. He keeps the streets swept, the wars far from our walls, and the coffers full of coin.
Alright, she's got some potions that we don't need.
With only sword and
Looks like a lot of rooms, but they're all locked. Lepida Russus's room? I'll come back there later. Let's go grab this quest right here. Seeking tribute players. Alright, I'm not going to read this. This is, introduces Tales of Tribute. It's a feature from the previous chapter, and I've already gone over it in the previous walkthrough.
Sorry, mate. Looks like you need a bit more time in the oven. I'll find some players at your rank.
Okay, so that's a powerful player.
Let's see those tribute cards, Runt. I'll go easy on you, I promise.
Alright, I'm not going to do any tribute. It's boring to watch. Okay, looks like a new housing area. I have to go through there on a new character, I guess, to get that particular room. That would be useful to be able to just teleport into the zone anytime. Lepida Russa's room. Here's Lepida Russus.
Rapid new foliage growth is dangerous. I suppose everyone is trying to be generous and welcoming to the Wood Elves, but guests don't destroy the crops or land. It's an outrage!
Okay. Why didn't she kick me out, is what I want to know. I mean, I just walked into her room unannounced. Ugh. That is disgusting.
Attempting to ingratiate myself to the local nobility is proving more difficult than I anticipated. I have tried plying them with wine and flattery to no avail. Perhaps I should sharpen my dueling skills. What am I thinking?
I don't know what you're thinking. I think what you're thinking is crazy. Alright, let's see if there's any other quests here, or whether we should just move on. Well, here's the daily quest. We can go ahead and...
Nothing natural.
No, these are crafting writs. Okay, I'm not going to do the crafting writs. You can watch any of my other walkthroughs if you want to see how that works. So where are the daily quests is the question. Maybe over here.
Fight for the wheel! Hey, you!
Now you hear about the job postings. Westwill's Legion could use some capable hands.
I read your job notice. What kind of work is the Legion offering?
What aren't we offering at this point? My colleagues, Commandant Salirius, Lieutenant Agrance, and Legionary Jada, have a variety of tasks that need to be dealt with.
I'm interested in work. Where do I start?
Excellent. If you prefer to work alone, talk to Commandant Salirius. If you prefer to work as part of a team, find Lieutenant Agrance. If you wish to test your mettle against truly monstrous foes, speak to Legionary Jada. And take this, an incentive for, well, your incentive.
Okay, I'll take it.
If you think you're ready, then off you go. The Legion has work ready for those willing to do the job.
You're a legionary?
I've been part of the Imperial Legion since I was old enough to enlist. They keep trying to promote me, but I prefer just being part of the rank and file. That's where the action is. Anyway, talk to any of my colleagues if you need the work.
Okay. Legionary Jada?
A wandering adventurer? You're exactly what I'm looking for. The Westweald Legion is in sore need of anyone who has the courage, skill, and determination to deal with a dire threat.
What's going on?
Westweald is under attack. Daedric incursions from a realm called Miramore are laying waste to the countryside. As soon as the Westweald Legion repels one incursion, Miramore's forces launch a new one somewhere else. We need help.
What do you need me to do?
Join forces with like-minded adventurers, and fight off any Miramore incursions you encounter. It's dangerous, but the Legion pays well. Just remember to defeat the incursion leader, and you'll repel the attack. Can we count on you?
Alright, I'll help fight off a Mirror incursion.
Follow the sounds of fighting. You'll find an incursion soon enough. Defeat the Mirror champion leading the attack, and you defeat its incursion. But first, you need to kill the Shardborn Valkanazes protecting the champion. Good luck.
Okay, that sounds fun. I'm looking forward to that. Can you tell me more about how to defeat a Mirror incursion?
A wise question. Preparation is a keen blade in battle. We have observed that each incursion begins with the arrival of a fearsome Mirror champion, who anchors the incursion to our world. Defeat the champion, and the incursion fails.
So all I have to do is find the Mirror champion and kill it?
There is a complication. 3 Shardborn Valkanazes accompany each champion. The Valkanazes spread out, shielding the champion, while they summon minions. Before you can attack the champion, you must defeat the Valkanazes who protect it.
Anything else?
The Mirror champion and the Valkanazes are powerful foes indeed. Too much for any single adventurer. It would be wise to avoid battle until you have others at your side. There is no honor in failing alone.
What's Mirror? Why is this happening?
I wish we knew. Mirror must be a Daedric realm, since the incursions are made up of Daedric monsters and Shardborn warriors. That's what the Dremora we meet in battle call themselves anyway. The Legion's mages have never heard of them.
So why are they here now?
Our mages speculate that some long-lost plane of oblivion has come into conjunction with our world. Doors sealed shut for ages are now open. So Mirror's forces seize the opportunity to invade. Whatever they want, it's up to us to stop them.
Okay. So those should be like random events in the world. Yeah, we should run across them as we... What's this? Oh, this is where they load. These areas right here. Commandant Salarius?
You there. The Imperial Legion of Westweald has need of your services. There are problems throughout the region and not enough legionaries to deal with them. Would you be available to hire?
What do you need me to do?
I need someone to gather venom from crystal jack wasps for our alchemists to study. The foul insects have recently infested Legion's Rest. Initial reports indicate that the wasps create venom crystals. Those should be easy to find and transport.
Why are you interested in crystal jack venom?
These crystal jacks have never been seen in the area, and we have no idea how dangerous they truly are. Studying their venom can help us ascertain that. Just gather a few of the scattered crystals, or take some from wasp corpses.
Alright, I'll gather the crystal jack venom crystals from Legion's Rest.
The wilds of Westweald have become increasingly more dangerous. I assume by your dress and weaponry, you're no stranger to trouble. Still, it pays to be cautious. Should you survive and do well, I'm sure we can extend this arrangement.
You really don't know where these crystal jack wasps came from?
As I've said, they are not native to Westweald, and none of the mages or alchemists I spoke to have ever heard of such creatures before. Are they dangerous? That's more important than where they come from and what we need to determine.
You must have some theory.
Well, between the new forest to our west and reports of strange crystalline creatures attacking travelers and trade caravans, we certainly don't have a shortage of mysteries to deal with. Are they all connected? I have no idea.
Is the Imperial Legion really stretched so thin that you have to hire mercenaries?
Believe me, I would rather send trained legionaries, where there are none to spare. When Emperor Varen disappeared, cohorts from across the Empire were summoned to Imperial City. We barely have enough soldiers to protect Skingrad, let alone the Weald.
What kind of tasks do you need help with?
Anything that threatens the safety of Skingrad and Westweald. As I said, just a few years ago, Count Calantius and the Legion would never stoop to hiring common mercenaries. But times change. If you're willing to help, you will be paid well.
Who are you, exactly?
I am a commandant in the Imperial Legion, assigned to the 3rd cohort in Skingrad, and currently serving as an attaché to Count Calantius. I have been tasked with evaluating threats and securing mercenaries, such as yourself, to deal with them.
Okay, so this should be the last daily quest NPC right here. And then that may be all the quests in the city. Lieutenant Agrance.
Julianos, help me. This is a logistical nightmare. Please tell me you're here to
I
help.
wanted to say, before I start doing this, that last quest, that is going to be a delve quest. So it's a delve right here. So that will have its own quest, probably, and we'll do both of them once we get there.
Julianos, help me. This is a logistical nightmare. Please tell me you're here to help. I've been putting out fires across Westweald non-stop, and our forces are wearing thin. I'll gladly put you to work if you're interested.
What do you need me to do?
I have reports that Spinner Earthrendeer of the Recollection has started a ritual deep in the encroaching jungle. We don't know the purpose of the ritual, but we're pretty sure we don't want him to complete it and find out.
Can you tell me anything about this ritual?
Only that he's using strange mushrooms that grow in the jungle to power his ritual. I suggest you take this torch and find some allies, then burn the mushrooms and deal with the Spinner. You can find him in Falls Glade to the southwest of Skingrad.
Okay, I'll stop Spinner Uthrendir and burn the mushrooms.
I appreciate your help. My superiors are pleased with my results lately, which would be a point of pride if it didn't mean they keep giving me more to do.
What can you tell me about Spinner Uthrendir?
Reports are sparse, so not much. He's a wood elf spinner and a member of the Recollection. Our scouts saw him preparing a ritual in the overgrowth to the southwest. The only thing I despise more than magic users is not knowing what they're up to.
What do you know about the Recollection?
Mostly that they seem to be some sort of Daedric cult, and that they grow more hostile every time we receive a new report about them. They're quickly becoming a menace throughout the province.
What about the ritual?
We think the Spinner is using strange mushrooms to power his ritual. Without knowing more about the specifics, the safest course of action is to burn the mushrooms and disrupt the ritual. My superiors don't appreciate loose ends, and neither do I.
Why can't the Legion handle this themselves?
I don't want to worry you, but the Legion isn't exactly what it once was. Between the uprising that saw Emperor Leo deposed and the ongoing battle in Cyrodiil, we lost a lot of good soldiers. Now there are more threats than we can handle.
What sorts of threats are you talking about?
What sorts of threats aren't I talking about? There's trouble coming at us from every direction. The encroaching jungle and Daedric incursions are just the tip of the sword. That's why Count Calantius and the Legion decided to hire mercenaries.
Okay, let's see where this is gonna be. Spinner Uthrendir is right here, so that's a world boss, and we'll need a team of people to kill him, but maybe when we find him, maybe when we run across this point, there will be a whole bunch of people fighting him, and we can do that easily. So it does look like... I just saw... this. What is this? Talk to Adept Ear Nerd. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Before I end this video, and then in the next episode we'll leave the city and we'll start investigating some of these, here, let me mount up. Get there faster, but we'll start doing the first
new forest
story
breeze.
quest and investigate.
Nothing natural ever
What is
grew
this?
that quickly.
Another side quest? Yeah.
So that's it, Corvus? People are dying, and you turn a blind eye because you're busy?
I wouldn't expect a deserter and a thief to understand the Legion's duties. Look after yourself, Hook. You always have.
Well, I suppose you saw that.
I did.
It's been 20 years, and Sergeant Corvus is still a stuck-up Colovian prig. 2 lives cut short. But we were deserters, so he thinks we got what we deserved. Damn it all. Maybe he's right.
Who was killed?
Almo and Regnir. Comrades in my Legion days, then fellow outlaws after. We called ourselves the Scarlets. Sorry, the name's Hook. Back when the Gold Road was rich, I led the gang. But we got caught. did our time. We're not thieves anymore.
Do you think you're in danger, too?
If I get what's coming to me, so be it. The price of being a thief. But we left that life years ago. The other Scarlets don't deserve to die. Can you help me gather the crew? Protect them from whoever's hunting us? I can pay you. Thief's honor.
I'll help you find the remaining Scarlets.
I think we'll get along, friend. Here, let me mark your map. I know where you can find 3 of the surviving Scarlets. Big Fallen Knives, and Valenia. Tell them to go to the Skingrad Outlaws Refuge. I'll be waiting there.
Okay, tell me more about the 3 Scarlets I'm looking for.
Right. I'm not exactly sure how many of us are left. Big Fallen Knives, and Valenia are the only ones I've been able to track down so far.
Okay, tell me about Big
Big our chaplain. And a poet, too. She penned the words to our one rule. She could have settled down in a temple, but we needed someone who could bust down doors. Heard she had some trouble to deal with out at Varen's watch.
What about Fallen Knives?
Not much to say about Knives. He was half in the bottle back in our Legion days, and crawled all the way in after we served our time. But I'd rather have him chugging than thieving, I guess. Last I heard, he was in Ontus.
Okay, who's Valenia?
Ah, Valenia. There were times I wondered why she chose a thief's life. She had family back in Valenwood. Could have gone home any time, but I was grateful she stayed with us. She's in Vashabar now. Oh, forget it.
What were you going to say?
Nothing, I suppose. Just daydreaming. Valenia and I were close once.
Oh, I see.
Enough of that. That was 20 years ago. There are lives in danger today. Valenia's life, too. We should focus on that.
You mentioned being a thief?
Thief, highwayman, brigand, outlaw. I'd be richer than Count Calantius if I had a gold piece for every name they gave us. That's not who the Scarlets are anymore. Once we were legionaries. Good ones, even.
What happened?
We were pressed into joining Emperor Morikar's invasion of Western Skyrim. Damn foolish thing. No surprise he's not here anymore. We barely survived. And when we finally straggled home, there was nothing left for us.
So you deserted?
Aye, no different than abandoning a ship when it sinks. We Scarlets are survivors, and that's what we did. Took a lesson from Morikar's Reachmen. They stole to keep their bellies full, so we did too. Everything but lives.
Why draw that line?
The Scarlets had a rule. Take from those who can spare some, take nothing from any that can't be undone. Hard times never seem to touch the fortunes of the rich. Still the same today, I reckon.
See, he was talking about Emperor Morikar, which is related to the Reach or Western Skyrim, but I can't remember the connection, unfortunately.
You stopped. Thank you, Adept. I've been asked to find one of our more adventurous members, someone that could lend a situation fresh eyes. You look like just the person to help with our predicament.
I know, I got your message. What's this all about?
The Archmagister asked that I not say too much in earshot of my guildmates. Let's just say it's a magical anomaly. Untamed power from an unknown source. Plenty to catch a mage's interest, but that's just the trouble. It could be highly dangerous.
Is the Mages Guild keeping this a secret?
For now. Power draws mages like moths to a flame. We're a little hopeless that way. Votary Nalia, a knight from the Order of the Lamp, is on the scene. She needs someone to help her explore this anomaly and assess the danger. What do you say?
Sure, I'll help Votary Nalia assess this magical anomaly.
Excellent! The anomaly is in an old complex called Sunamir, beneath the Sunhold Mages Guild. Good luck. Hopefully the rest of us won't be far behind you.
What else can you tell me about Votary Nalia?
Take my word for it, she's one of our best. Professional, highly focused, a tad overworked, maybe. Some say Knights in the Order of the Lamp are just failed mages. Those people haven't met Nalia.
She's a knight that uses magic?
She's got an incredible aptitude for portal magic. Taught me everything I know. She'd have made a fine adept if she didn't love that sword so much. At least, I think she loves it. She's hard to read these days. Very focused on work, like I said.
What is her title, Votary?
Other knights throw around honorifics like Sir and Dame. It's like that, a way for members to distinguish themselves. It speaks to their vows to the Order and to their role as a light to defend the Guild.
Can you tell me more about the Order of the Lamp?
They fill many roles, often acting as bodyguards for powerful members or guardians of ancient magics. There aren't many knights in the Order, especially compared to the number of mages in the Guild.
Why aren't there many knights in the Order?
The standard for knights inducted into the Order soar higher than Kapora Tower. We don't just take anyone who can swing a blade, especially these days.
Why have I never heard of the Order of the Lamp before?
Well, rumor is that Archmagister Vanus formed the Order to lend legitimacy to the Mages Guild back when it was founded. That's not really a problem anymore. The knights are brave, skilled, and true. But the Order doesn't have much clout these days.
The Order is fading away?
Don't let Nalia hear you say that, but yes. Votaries of the Order of the Lamp are a rare sight in Tamriel these days, and likely to get rarer as the years roll on.
What do you know about the anomaly?
Precious little, I'm afraid. They broke through an old wall to get at it. Votary Nalia can fill you in on the details, but I heard one of the other knights mention it's old, deep magic. Makes sense given the age of Sunamir.
Sunamir's a guild hall?
No, Sunamir predates the founding of the Mages Guild by, 1,000 years or so. It's an ancient library, I think. Lots of dusty tomes and some esoteric stories from all across Tamriel.
Okay, so I think this is going to lead us...
Nalia and the others are inside. Stay safe in there.
I think this is going to lead us to the new feature, which is called scribing or something like that. It allows us to customize our abilities, but that's going to be all. I'm going to end the video now, and we'll go to Sunamir at the beginning of the next episode and see what we find there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.